Welcome back to Fox 10 News at 4. You know, you can learn more this weekend about the history of Mobile's Africa Town and its earlier settlers. The first spirit of our Ancestors Festival is tomorrow. Festival centered around the descendants of the last known slaves brought into the U.S. on the Clotilda. You're going to hear stories and see family heirlooms. A special guest speaker is going to be on hand too, Dr. Natalie Robertson. She's the author of the slave ship Clotilda and Making of Africa Town, USA. So we have Dr. Robertson in the studio now to talk more about the event and her book, which I have here. First off, what inspired you to write this and how long did it take?
Well, actually, it is an outgrowth of my PhD dissertation at the University of Iowa.
Okay.
And what began as my dissertation at Iowa actually morphed into a 15-year transatlantic research odyssey.
Did you know that you were going to go down this long path when you started out? I mean, how could you, right?
I did not actually initially. You know, initially the goal was to finish the dissertation.
Yeah.
But at the time that I graduated from the University of Iowa, I had not yet resolved and solved the origins of some of the captives aboard the Clotilda. I applied for and was awarded a National Endowment for the Humanities Fellowship to go back to Africa to collect more data to help me solve those origins.
I want to talk about what you learned in this process. What did you learn about Africa Town and the Clotilda? What was most striking to you?
Well, what was most striking about this case is that although the Clotilda captives were victimized by what was actually a federal crime, they drew on their African heritages and they applied their knowledge and their skills to build their own community. So they demonstrated a very high level of resilience in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds.
Yeah. You know, recently we had a lot of news where they thought the Clotilda may have been found. When you heard about those stories, what was your first reaction?
Well, my first reaction was, you know, we have to really see the evidence of what was found.
What would that have meant to you had it been found?
Well, it would be additional evidence that this case happened, although we have plenty of evidence to confirm that it did. It's always nice to have some material evidence to support the literary evidence.
Yeah. So you are inviting people to come out to a festival. This is going to be tomorrow at noon, and then it lasts until 4.
It lasts until 4, and it's going to be at Mobile County Training School.
And what do you hope people will take away from this experience?
Well, I am going to give them a slide presentation of my research. I'm also going to talk about what community building means in the 21st century, particularly in the tradition of the Clotilda captives and the building of Africa Town itself. All
right, so go on out and learn something, right?
Indeed.
In this time. And we're going to have more information for you posted on fox10tv.com so you can share this with someone you know. Thank you for stopping by.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you to the descendants of the Clotilda who are sponsoring the event. And I'd also like to thank Southern Rose Productions for sponsoring my travel to Mobile.